Thanks for watching Guns and Watches. Today I'm going to introduce you to my little friend. Uh, Quite a long time ago, they decided that it would be a good idea to allow us the permission to carry concealed weapons. And what a lot of us did, especially those of us who used to carry them in the military, was that we went, took our course, trained up, and bought service weapons and tried to carry full-size guns as concealed weapons. And then about, usually a couple of months of doing that, we start leaving guns in the car or not carrying them at all because carrying a full-size weapon sucks. Enter the Keltec P3AT. Keltec introduced this quite a while ago, about 15 years ago, and I bought this probably the second it came out. This is a 380 caliber semi-automatic single stack. It holds 6+1 of 380, and it is tiny, less than an inch wide, and it is designed specifically for deep cover, for deep concealment. It has nothing on the outside of it to catch. It has no slide catch. It has no safety. It has no manual anything. It's got a tiny little magazine release on it. The trigger sucks. It ramps, it stacks, and it comes in about 10 pounds because it's a very long, heavy, single action trigger meant for there to be around in the chamber, and then it cocks itself while you're pulling it back, like a double action trigger should. And this is meant for something to be on you all the time. You need to carry this in a holster that covers the trigger in your pocket. And even with that, I've sat down before on the pressure of my pants has pushed this to actually disengage the magazine in my pocket. This is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful pistol up to about 10 yards. You will hit a man at 10 yards or under with at least one of these shots if you have to. This is a way for us to be armed all the time in any situation without even the hint of anybody knowing that you have this weapon on you. I have carried this gun in swim shorts before. I have another one that I've replaced this pin in the back with a longer pin, and it has a hook on it. So it looks like you're carrying a pocket knife, and you can have this thing on you all the time. The downsides, this gun, the recoil on this weapon is the heaviest recoil of any pistol I have ever shot. It is uncomfortable to shoot. The gun weighs about 11 ounces unloaded, and when you unleash the mighty 380 through there, it snaps, and about a foot of flame comes out of the barrel. It's 2.5-inch barrel 380 right here. Funny story is we was at the range, had all our black guns out. I think it was a 4th of July event, and my buddy had his teenage daughters out, and she was shooting my AK. She said, "Oh, that kicks too much. I don't like it." Okay, so I gave her a 9mm shoot. "Oh, that kicks even more." And it's like, "Well, here, try this little one right here." She pulls the trigger. She sets it down. She looks at me. She goes, "That doesn't make any sense." If you fire this weapon 10 times, 20 times, you will have on the web of your hand will throb. There's just no way around it. Letting loose a 9mm Kurtz, right? A 380 short, whatever you want to call this round. Cutting one of these loose out of a 10-ounce gun is not a comfortable scenario. But that's not the purpose of the gun. Another funny story is a friend of mine, prior Marine. He did the same thing as me, his state, neighbor's mine. So when their concealed carry came in maybe a year or two after ours, and he did the same thing. He went and bought a Beretta 96 FS. He was going to carry this gigantic 40 caliber, let's go to war, pistol. And he's only about 5 feet 8 inches tall. So I think the gun actually hit the ground when he stepped with his right foot. And he said, "What are you really carrying?" Send him this thing. And this Marine calls me up. He's like, "Man, that's a great gun, but I put 75 rounds downrange." And I said, "What? You shot that gun 75 rounds at one time? What an idiot. Man, oh man, it hurts to shoot this gun." But the best thing about it is that you will always have it. It fits in the palm of your hand. It is completely tiny. You're always going to have it. Has a trough sight. This is what this is called, where it just has a tiny trough notch in the back and a tiny dump in the front. You really aren't looking at the sights if you're using this thing anyway. Great application is if you're in a mall and there's some kind of mass shooting going on, you can get a gun to go off in the direction of the bad guy. Hopefully it causes him to take a dive until the police can show up. If you're somewhere where there's something awful happening and you need to have something on you, that's where this little piece comes in. And if you doubt the power of the 380, these rounds that they're making today that look like a Phillips head screwdriver, because the 380 doesn't get going fast enough to expand. So they've come out with these that channel, and I'm a big fan. I think it's worth it. But if you can't get these, there is no reason to get hollow on the 380 because it's not going to expand. Save your money and just shoot full FMJ. It's not going to go through the bad guy anyway. But also make sure you get yourself a holster that goes in your pocket to cover the trigger. You don't want any accidental discharges, which would be really hard to do with this guy. Anyhow, this gun, when I bought it new, I think it was $275. You can get it for about $250 now if they still make it. Most of the cleaning has to do with taking it apart to get the lint out of it. You have to get something underneath this pin. You have to pull this back and get something under here to pull that out, and then it slides apart like every other pistol on the market. I believe that Ruger's LCP is a direct copy of this pistol and is much more refined. So if you want to go with something that's more refined than the Keltec, the Ruger is also out there doing the same job. Thanks again for watching Guns and Watches. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know you're out there. Give me some grief for something I did wrong in this video. Let me know that this channel exists with some attention, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.